I used to think getting a coach was bullshit. I thought it was for people who really didn't know their shit, but I drastically changed the way I see that. So before we dive into the context of this podcast, just want to briefly tell you guys or get you guys to subscribe, like, comment, share the show. We're trying to deliver as much value as we can, and I want to deliver it to people who are looking to start small service-based businesses or have a small service-based business that want to learn more. I really think small business is everything in this country. We need more small business, and we need more people to take action on small business so people can have freedom. So share the show, please. So today we're going to talk about coaching. We're going to talk about how you can get a coach either in a business, in your personal life, and what they really do. So the reality is coaching right now is very trendy, right? Like everyone's like, oh, I have a coach. I have a coach for this. I have a coach for that. I have a coach for this. And as long as I can remember, back in the day, you thought these people were snake oil salesmen. The truth of the matter is a lot of them are. Yes, there are a lot of predators out there, but a lot of people truly want to help. And it took me a while to realize that, and that's because the way I grew up and thinking everyone's out to get me from Brooklyn and the city. But now I realize that people are truly here to help, or they want to help you grow. So what we're going to talk about today. Firstly, coaching cuts the learning curve. We're going to dive into the specifics of that. Coaching also helps you learn from others' mistakes. You do not make mistakes, or if you do make mistakes, you bounce back a lot faster with the right coach. And with a coach, you can actually see and feel what the future feels like, especially if you get to someone who you look up to. You know that they're going to teach you how they got there, and you can feel that life. So for me, we're going to start with my story about my first coach. My first coach actually was like a personal development coach, and really branched my eyes open to what personal development is. So this was probably when I first started Iron Health, before I started Iron Health. I had a girlfriend, and I remember breaking up with her, and that really set me into a whirlwind of being angry with myself, angry about life, not happy where I was. And I knew something had to change. I just didn't know what. So at that time, I was really diving into listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube shows, and trying to learn from people. I found this one coach that was really teaching about mindset and how you can really choose how you want to think, how you want to feel, and how your life can really end up. And I was like, damn, this is the coach for me. So I was lost in life, and I was like, I want to actually learn from someone who's gotten to where I want to go. Now, I remember specifically signing up with this coach. It was like a 6-week program, 8-week program, and the whole premise was to really help train my subconscious mind to start thinking a different way. And here I am. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm from the city, Italian, Brooklyn mentality. I'm like, this doesn't work. I'm not going to change. But through this process of them giving me tools of saying, hey, you got to listen to hypnosis. You got to hypnotize yourself. You got to develop your mind. You have to do these certain drills that can really change the way you see the world. I was able to shift and start to see things differently. I felt differently. During that process, I opened up my first company, right? And I would attribute it to that. This person really helped me get from a dark time to opening my eyes to what's possible in the future. So after my first personal development coach, I really, really thought like, wow, this coaching stuff works. It's valuable. There's a lot of value when you get one-on-one attention, when people are really starting to know you, and then they craft a program specifically for you to help you wherever you are. Now, again, I said it before, when you hear personal development, everyone thinks like Tony Robbins, and they think, wow, the Tony Robbins is a scam. But change your mindset around that firstly. You don't want to be thinking that someone who's actually trying to help you and make you think differently is a scam. Like, the truth is, they can really help you. You just have to be open-minded enough. That's what I would say. It's not a scam. You're not open-minded. So after my first personal development coach, I was like, wow, there's a lot of value in this. So I got a business coach, was my next level coach. Now, I started this early in my career because I was like, I definitely need help. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I got to figure out how to run a business. I've always been the person that does one-on-one coaching. That seems to work for me. Now, this first coach really helped me with the financial side of a business, right? He was specific in my field. He was a physical therapist, and he helped me break down metrics to say, hey, you want to make this money, this is what it looks like, this is how you reverse engineer it. And I'm like, wow, this is wild. Like I could put everything on a spreadsheet and then get a goal to go towards. And that was really, really valuable to see that. And then from there, I was hooked. I was like, I need to learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can, to make sure I'm successful. So I put so much money into personal coaching, personal development, to really cut the learning curve. And I would say I owe all of my success, or the majority of my success, to having the ability to bounce ideas off people and understanding how to get to where I want to go faster. One of the other coaches I worked with was specific to my field, physical therapy as well. And I worked one-on-one, and we kind of sat down, and he helped map out a life of how I wanted to create my life and what I wanted my business to look like. Now, this is extremely valuable because it helped give you clarity. It helped give me clarity, helped put on paper what I had in my head, and then it gets you focused on, like, this is where you have to go. Now, imagine having that sounding board to bounce ideas off of to bring you from point A to point B. And then I also had a coach on, like, learning how to market. I think marketing is crucial in any business. Honestly, it's everything. In a small service-based business especially, you have to know how to market. You have to know how to build relationships. You got to learn how to do it. There's a certain way to do it that, we're not going to market the way Coca-Cola or Pepsi does because we don't have that budget. So you got to learn how to do it for a small business. And a lot of that really is direct marketing. And you got to learn that process. And I hired someone to teach me, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning to this day. Currently, I'm coaching with a high-level coach, Bedros Keuilian. If you guys haven't heard of him, I highly recommend you follow. And this guy drastically has helped me. Just the ability to talk to someone at a level that where I want to get to has drastically helped me see the path to get there. I always say with a coach, you're riding through a path that's already been trailblazed. You're not reinventing the wheel. This path has already been created. All you're doing is taking steps that are specific to you in your path. Because everyone's path is different, but pattern recognition, things are similar. I really have evolved to say, like, why am I wasting time if I'm not working with someone? I want to cut the learning curve. I even started working with a fitness coach because all day I'm telling people what to do in my business, a PT. But now I'm working with a fitness coach. They're giving me my diet. They're telling me how to exercise, and I'm accountable to them. So that's another key to success when you get coaching. You're accountable to someone. Someone's holding you accountable. It's not just you. You're not in it alone. You got a team, and you got someone who's like-minded. That's very, very important. So a couple points here. Coaches cut the learning curve. If you have a coach, or you have someone who's where you want to be or has shown success in where you want to be, that's the first step, right? You don't want to get a coach who hasn't done what you want to do. That's very pointless. You're not going to get a fitness coach who's fat and overweight. You have to get a coach who's doing what you want to be doing. It's going to cut the learning curve drastically because they've seen it all already. Now, every question you have, you could bring to the table and say, hey, do this, do that, do this, do this. Or they help you strategically make a decision. Very, very valuable. 2, coaches put your ego in check. You might think you're hot shit. You might have a big fluffed up ego. Ego is normal, but you got to put that in check. And sometimes if you're the top person in your company, it's very hard to keep in check, especially if you surround yourself with people who are yes men. So if you go external and you have someone who's not just there to please you or is more inclined to please you, they're going to put you in check, and they're going to make sure that your head's in the right space and you're not just acting out of ego, and you're acting more out of thought and strategy and systems, and it's not just because you want to feel good. And the point what I kind of touched on before, with a coach you have accountability. Now, I would never say you should be able to hold yourself accountable, but now with a coach, it's like someone's watching you that you're paying for to help you to get to where you got to go. It's very, very accountable. There's no fluff there. Hey, we said we were going to do this. You said you were going to do this. Why didn't you do it? And truthfully, like, I've worked with coaches before who are like, if you're not going to be accountable to yourself or do this, like, why even coach with me? And they'll just tell you not to coach with them. And that's the reality. Like, you're leveraging a coach to be accountable, especially if someone's where you want to go. Point 4, the best coaches have coaches. Whatever field you're in, whatever industry, whatever you want to do, everyone is learning from someone who's an expert in that field. So find an expert and learn from them. The best coaches, the people you probably look up to, the people you probably listen to on the internet have coaches. Someone's coaching them through a process. So why wouldn't you do it? If we're at the, and I'm saying me too, we're at the bottom of what success looks like. Why are we not investing in ourselves to learn from someone who's already made it? It's going to drastically help you. So summarizing that up, cut the learning curve. Get a coach, cut the learning curve. Get your ego in check. This is a personal thing as well as getting a coach. Don't have a big ego if you're in business. It will get squashed repetitively and you won't succeed. Accountability. And the best coaches have coaches. So if you got any value from that, please share, like, give us a comment. Let us know what you think. I'm trying to evolve these podcasts, and I appreciate the listen. Thanks.